I'm Jennifer Britton. I'm with Dancing for Him, and this is Lesson 4, Part 2 of Spiritual Warfare. The summary of this lesson: we are struggling against spiritual power. It is a spiritual war, not a world war. We have to remember that it is a spiritual war. And just ingrain that. When it comes back and we're fighting a war, give it back to God. I think through our whole lives we continually have to do that. Just give it back. Give it back. The world war, the world warring, keeps the captives, which I used to be, from being set free, the broken in spirit, which I really was, from being healed. And I can't imagine not being healed. And so my heart totally goes out for the men and women and children that need to be healed, that are broken and need to be set free. And that's what we're here for, is to minister the Father's heart. Our weapons are praise and worship, and confession of weaknesses, and to turn our heart to God. That is a weapon, to turn our heart to God, and for all his people to gather in unity. We don't need to fight. We need to praise and pray at all times, through all trials and tribulations. It is hard at times, but we need to be around saints when it's really hard for us and we don't think we can get that out. Go to church. Go where there's saints. Go where there's somebody that can lift you up. Just like Moses got tired of holding the staff, and so Aaron and Hur, I think that was their names, came up and held him under the arms to hold him up. And that's what we have to do with each other. To hold each other up, lift each other up during our times of weaknesses. That is so important. The activation is set around Psalm 22:3, which is NIV. Yet you are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the one Israel praises. Yet you are holy, enthroned on the praises of Israel. The activation is we're going to go into battle. And the battle is our praise and worship. Oh, wow. We're going to be led by the instruments of praise, banners, the flags, the bellows and wave offerings. We have wave offerings, our dance, our expressive worship. That is going to be our instruments. And the singers, the dancers, holy, 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 dancing, holy, holy, holy. And we're going to be dressed in holy attire. And again, I'm using the colors red, gold, and white, and silver. I just really think this is beautiful. And we're going to have all the lights dim. Now, the two words that came to my mind was Hallel, H-A-L-A-L, where we stood up to praise, to boast. But Hallel means they boast of God, not weapons. And Kabab, surrounded by the worshipers. Compass, go about, surround or border, to revolve around the sacred object, walk and whirl. God's power is released when there is unity. So I want this activation to be just as the first. One's going to follow the other. However, on this activation, instead of going up to the bowl to pick out the songs and bless the Lord, even though we're blessing the Lord with our praises. So I want you to know we are truly blessing the Lord with our worship and praises. We are going to have, the leaders, all the class of Dancing for Him Level 2 are going to be the instructors, and we're going to be the ones that are going to be ministering to the participants. So the participants are going to write down what their stronghold or their weakness or whatever is really heavy on their heart, whatever they have to give to the Lord. They're going to write that down. They're going to take it up and put it in the bowl. And we're going to go about with the bellows, there'll be like maybe 2 bellows. It'll depend on how many instructors there are. I think there's like 18 or so of us. Don't quote me on that. We'll have the bellows of red and gold going up and down just throughout the midst of the participants. And then as each participant goes up, there'll be 3 of us in a group. And we're going to go around each participant. I'll just use 2 flags, but let's say there's 2 other people. So it's going to be like a triangle, and we're going to revolve around that person. I'll use this. This is a person. This is our participant. We're going to revolve around that person. We're going to actually be walking around that person, praying over them and covering them. We are going to be covering them, encompassing them. And it's really powerful. It's Tenepal. We're releasing the occupant in their heart and releasing a sweet fragrance onto the Lord. And why I say this is powerful, because I did it one night in our prophetic worship on Friday night. We have prophetic ministry and worship, and I did it to a lot of the different people there as God led me to each person. I went around with my flags and went around and I kebabbed them. And it was powerful. So that is my activation for the Spiritual Warfare Part 2. Thank you very much.